Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about adjectives and its types. So as we all know that when we talk about adjectives, it adds a meaning to the nouns or the pronouns, or in other words, we can say that they describe more about or they tell us more about a noun or a pronoun. That is why they are called as modifiers. So they modify a noun or a pronoun. So there are different types of adjectives, and generally when we talk about adjectives, they are used to tell about quality, size, shape, duration, and feelings. So let's have a look at the examples. In this example, the team has a dangerous batsman. Dangerous is an adjective, and it is talking about the kind of batsman. So basically, batsman is a noun, and we are telling more that what kind of batsman he is. So the word is dangerous. Similarly, I have 10 candies in my pocket. Over here, if we see the word 10, so 10 is telling us more about candies. So that is why 10 is adjective. Similarly, if I talk about my is also an adjective because it is telling us about the noun pocket. I loved that red car. Here we have an adjective that which points out, which answers to the question which one. But we have one more adjective that is red, which is telling us more about the car. The last one, I earn more money than he does. So over here, if we ask how much money, then we get the answer more money. So that is why, because money is uncountable, we cannot use the question word how many. So that is why when you talk about how much, so the answer that we get is more. That is why more is again adjective here. Now coming to kinds of adjectives. Over here, we have 9 kinds of adjectives. Out of these 9, we have already done 6 in our previous classes. What's new over here in this class is the 3 categories or the 3 kinds of adjective of number. So here we are going to study about cardinal numbers, ordinal numbers, and indefinite numeral adjective. And apart from that, we will study more about proper adjective, distributive adjective, and emphasizing adjective. So the first comes, that is adjective of quality. This kind of adjective answers to the question, what kind? It tells us about the quality of the noun. For example, I have a nice doll. So what kind of doll I'm talking about? Nice. So nice is adjective of quality. I saw colorful butterflies in the garden. What kind of butterflies? Colorful. So again, colorful talks about adjective of quality. The next is adjective of quantity. It answers to the question how much. The point to note over here is that quantity refers to uncountable nouns. You can use adjective of quantity with uncountable nouns, right? So it tells us about the quantity of a noun. Like, I have much work to do. So here work is a noun and it is uncountable. So with work, we have used adjective of quantity, that is much. Similarly, a little knowledge is dangerous. Noun over here is knowledge, and little is telling us more about the noun knowledge. That is why little is adjective of quantity. Then the next one is adjective of number. It answers to the question how many. Adjective of number refer to or describes about or describes a countable noun or a pronoun. It can never be used with uncountable nouns. For example, 5 fingers. Here, 5 is adjective of number. 7 days, again 7 is adjective of number. It is telling us about days. 3 girls. How many girls? 3. So again, girls is a noun and 3 is talking about the number of girls. Now, when we talk about adjective of number, we can classify them further into 3 categories: cardinal numbers, ordinal numbers, and indefinite numeral adjective. Cardinal numbers means those kind of adjective which talk about exact number, like 3 paintings, 2 monkeys, 10 boys, 5 students. So when you talk about exact number, 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, these are, or these will be classified into, or these will be categorized under the category cardinal numbers. Then comes ordinal number. Here we talk about the rank or the position of a noun. For example, he stood first in the class. So first is the position. It is kind of ordinal number. I am talking about the boy sitting in the second row. Second is again talking about the position. It is the part of ordinal number. So second, fifth, 10th, the 10th boy, the 10th room, the 5th room, these all are your ordinal numbers. And in this category, the last one is indefinite adjective, which talks about the nouns. But here, again, when we talk about the number, the description of a noun, they don't talk about the exact number or number of a person or a noun. Like for example, many people, few books, every person, several people. Here, our nouns are countable, but how many we are talking about is not clear. That is why they are part of indefinite adjective. If the answer would have been 2 people, then it would have come under the category cardinal number. But here we are saying many people or several people or few books. So that is why they all will come under the category of indefinite adjective, because it is not definite that how many people or things we are talking about. Then the next one is interrogative adjective. It is an adjective which talks about a question. Here, one thing you need to remember is that like interrogative adjectives, we also have interrogative pronouns. But the difference is what? That adjectives describe a noun. That is why the question words which are immediately followed by a noun, they will always be interrogative adjective. For example, which phone do you use? Here, phone is a noun and which is talking more or describing more about phone, right? So when I talk about the questions wherein the question words are immediately followed by nouns, we make use of interrogative adjectives. The next is demonstrative adjective. These kind of adjectives are used to point out at something. So when you talk about the question word which one, this demonstrative adjective answers to the question which one. So it directly refers to something or someone. So we already have done it earlier that when we talk about demonstrative adjectives, we have 4 type of adjectives: this, that, these, and those. This and that are used with singular nouns, whereas these and those are used with plural nouns. This and these are used when we are talking about the nouns which are near to us, and that and those are used when we are talking about the nouns which are far away from us. Like for example, these cats are cute. So which cats? These cats. So I'm pointing out at something. That is why these is demonstrative adjective. Similarly, these flowers are heavenly. Heavenly means beautiful. So again, we are pointing out at group of flowers. That is why, and flowers are plural. That is why we are talking about those. But here it means we are talking about the flowers which are at a distance from us. Now comes possessive adjectives. They talk about possession or ownership. They talk about the belongingness of something to someone. For example, my car is parked outside. Here, my is an adjective because it is talking about the noun car. Whose car? My car, right? Similarly, his cat is very cute. Whose cat? His cat. So again, his is the word which is talking more or telling us more about the noun cat. Our job is almost done. Whose job? Our job. So again, job is clarified more with the word are. That is why it is again possessive adjective. Then we have another one, that is proper adjective. This kind of adjective is we are going to study for the first time. Now, when we talk about proper adjectives, these adjectives are formed from proper nouns, right? They are not proper nouns, but these adjectives are formed from proper nouns, right? So when you talk about the sentences like American cars are very strong. So American over here is proper adjective. If I say he belongs to America, America is not a proper adjective. It is a proper noun. But when I say American cars, so here I am talking about the cars to where they belong. So that is why American is a proper adjective. Similarly, if I say Chinese people are hard workers, so here I am talking about people who belong to China. So if I say the people in China are very hardworking, so when I say China, China is a proper noun. But when I say Chinese people, there I'm talking about proper adjective. So Chinese, American, Italian, Japanese, North American, Indian, these all are proper adjectives. These are not proper nouns. The next is distributive adjective. Distributive adjectives are those which refer to each and every person or thing separately, right? For example, each, every, any, one, both. These are the words which falls under the category of distributive adjective. For example, every nation is proud of its culture. We have studied in earlier classes that every is an adjective, but over there we have not classified. But here we are studying about its classification, that every is an adjective, but it is a distributive adjective because it is referring to nation, particular nations. That is why every, either, every, neither, any, one, both, these all are distributive adjective, right? For example, both of us decided to do the project together. So here, both is a distributive adjective. Now coming to the next one, that is emphasizing adjective. This type of adjective, as the word says, emphasizing, it is used to emphasize upon something. When you want to emphasize upon a particular word or a particular feeling, then we make use of emphasizing adjectives. They work in adjective noun pair. Means adjective, these kind of adjectives will always be followed by a noun. Some of the examples of emphasizing adjectives are absolute, complete, pure, real, total, and true. So these are few examples. Let's see the sentences. Eating an ice cream cone on a hot day is pure bliss. Here, bliss is a noun, and pure is emphasizing upon this noun, bliss. That is why pure is an emphasizing adjective. Similarly, the contents of the document must be treated with absolute secrecy. So absolute word is emphasizing upon the noun secrecy. Means they should be kept secretly. So here we are emphasizing upon the noun secrecy. That is why absolute word is emphasizing adjective. Now with this, we are done with the adjectives and their types, and we are going to see a few sentences. Here are a few sentences given to us, and we have to identify the adjectives, and then we have to mention their type. So see the first sentence. The ship sustained heavy damage. Here, damage is a noun and heavy is a word which is describing the type of damage. What kind of damage? So heavy is an adjective and it is adjective of quality. Similarly, this bag is torn. Torn is a verb. This denotes, or this points out to a bag, to a noun. That is why this is demonstrative adjective over here. There should not be much talk and little work. This sentence means that It should not happen that we should talk more and do or work little. So it means we should avoid talking and focus more upon working. So in this sentence, much and little are adjectives, and they both are used with uncountable nouns. Talk and work both are uncountable. And so they answer to the question how much. That is why they are adjective of quantity. Which hotel shall we go to? Here, which is interrogative adjective. The first prize was won by a slum dweller. In this sentence, first is an adjective. And when we talk about first, it is talking about the position of the rank. So it is ordinal adjective, ordinal numeral adjective. Each boy in the class is a brilliant student. Here we have two adjectives. Each is also an adjective. Brilliant is also an adjective. Each is distributive adjective. Whereas when you talk about brilliant, brilliant is adjective of quality because it is talking about the kind of student. The Japanese paper cranes are meant for good luck. Here, paper is a noun and Japanese word is telling us more about this noun paper, right? So that is why Japanese is a proper adjective. It is not a proper noun. If it would have been the paper from Japan, then it would have been a proper noun. But here we are talking about Japanese, paper belonging to Japan. That is why Japanese is proper adjective. Mind your own business. Here, own is adjective. It is talking us more about, it is telling us more about the noun business. That is why own is emphasizing adjective. It is emphasizing upon business, means your work. That is why own is emphasizing adjective. Now, these are the answers. So this is all for today. Tomorrow, we will study more about adjectives. We will see what are different ways to form adjectives from a noun and a verb, and what are degrees of adjectives. So thank you, students.